Hey folks, Mama B here. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a waistband. Now, for those of you who know me, I like crocheted skirts. I love to make them. And so what I'm going to show you today is how to just make the starting point. I'm going to show you how to make a really nice waistband. So basically you're going to make a chain, and you're going to chain it, you're going to make it chain to the width of the widest part of your waist. For the sake of time, we're just going to do a small one. This will fit my fist. So you can see I've got it so that it can go over the widest part of my fist. That's my knuckles. So we pretend this is the widest part of your waist. So when you join it, you want to make sure that that chain has no twist. You don't want it to be like that. You see how it flips over? You don't want that. You want it all nice and flat, so that the same side is all the way across. And then you carefully bring it around, get your hook into that first stitch, and do a slip stitch to join it. Alright, and then I always like to crochet my ends in as I go. So then I'm going to do a single stitch in every stitch. You want it to be nice and flat like a ribbon, so no double stitches and no skipping stitches. And just go all the way back around and a single stitch, single crochet. The reason you want to do that is because it gives it a good structure, and with waistbands you want a nice good structure. Alright, so I'm going to finish this. Okay, so now I've finished that single crochet in every stitch. You can see it lays nice and smooth and flat. And then I'm going to do one more final, and I'm going to do a slip stitch because it's a nice way to end off the row. Kind of pulls it all in and lays it out flat. And I'm going to do 3 single crochets, make a chain of 3, and then a double crochet in the next hole and another double crochet in the next hole. Now what I'm doing here is I'm forming a pattern, but also you can see I just jumped up like ½ an inch or more. So this is going to make this go by faster, because it's a lot better if you can. And I'm going to do 2 chain and skip 2 and then do another double crochet. I'm going to do 3 double crochets in a row. Now you can change up this pattern if you want to. You can do 5 double crochets and then chain 2. You can chain 3, but you don't want a bigger hole than maybe 3, because it will get it kind of sloppy and out of control. Now I'm going to tell you and apologize all at the same time. My little birds have been missing me. We've been 3 days at the fair and they hardly got to see me at all. And so now when I talk, they talk, and when I don't talk, they don't talk. So it's kind of strange and very inconvenient, but that's why the birds are so noisy. So I hope you can hear over that. You see that? I stop talking and they get all quiet. Okay, so I'm going to finish this pattern, and you can see that it's already working it a lot faster than a single crochet in every stitch. Now here I have 3 stitches left, and I'm going to tell you, I don't like to count. I think I've told you that before. Just fake it. Nobody cares. Drop 3 instead of 2. You can chain 3 instead of 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever makes it fit the way you want it to. So you don't have to count, because I'm all for not counting. Okay, so then I do a slip stitch, and then you have a choice at this point, depending on how wide your belt is, to either do another row of this, and it will extend it to about that much, or you can do another row of single crochet. You can do another row of single crochet and then do another row of the double crochet with the holes in it, and that will give your belt about that wide. Now sometimes, about that wide. Sometimes you have a wider belt, you want it wider, so you've got to compensate for that. Now I have a fine belt, and for the sake of time, I want to be able to get about my finger size into these loops. So I'm going to crochet a chain of 3. Actually, let's do 5, because that will get it over my finger. You see, now I can easily slip a belt into that. You see how that is? Easily slip a fine belt, not a fat one. So if you need it, if you like to wear the thicker belts, if you like to wear a 2-inch belt, you're going to have to make this part much wider. You can't just make big old sloppy loops. I mean, you can, but it doesn't look that great. Okay, and then you're going to go directly above the chain that you came out on. Wow, they're excited. Okay, into this hole right here that is directly above it. So you want it to lay up, fold up right straight. And then a slip stitch makes it nice and neat and tight. So you want to make sure you have enough chains on that to give it some loop. And then go into the next one and slip stitch. And then you're going to want to go back into your loop, the chain of 5 in this case, and do a single crochet all the way back in every stitch. Now, at this point, you have another decision to make, and only you can decide, do you want the belt loop wider than that, or is that wide enough? So when I'm crocheting with the number 10 thread, 2 loops is not wide enough, because I like it to be at least about that. So or 2 rows. So I'll chain up and back and up and back. And when I'm done, I want to end on the side where I want to do my crocheting for my skirt. So I don't actually want to end on this side, because this is the first chain and it's kind of a pain to crochet into. So I finish my loop here, and then I do a single crochet. And I do a single crochet for about 1/5 of the distance, because I want to have at least about 5 belt loops. Okay, so I'll single crochet. Now, one thing you want to know is if you've only done 2 rows of single crochet on this end, you want to do you want to be able to end with only 2 rows of single crochet on this end. So where this is your single crochet, the pattern, this is your single crochet, so this counts as 1 row, right? The top stitch of your last one, even though it's not a single crochet. It will count as 1 of your rows. And then we're going to single crochet here. And so what I do now, when I'm ready to get the next crochet loop, I will chain 5 again, because that's the number that I designated to be the length of my loop, my belt loop. Okay, and then I'll go down in with a slip stitch onto the other end, and then I'll slip stitch into the next stitch, and I will proceed to single crochet back up through the loop, that chain of 5. And the nice thing about doing it this way is that it crochets it directly into the skirt, so you don't have to worry about if your knots are tied properly or anything like that, because it's now part of your skirt, and it's as strong as any other part of your skirt is going to be. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is measure the distance between this one and this one. So I will take this as my bottom loop, right? And I want the distance between this one and this one to be roughly the same. So I will go like this. This is the one I just finished. This is my first loop. And I'll lay it out flat, and now I know I need to crochet approximately to here. Does that show you how I did that? So this will now mark the distance from here to here and show me where I need to crochet from here to here. Then when I open it up, I have 3 even loops, and that will work with your crochet with 5 or however many you want to do. If you get to the front of your skirt and you go, oh, this isn't even, what do I do? I'll tell you a little secret. Add a double loop, because not only is it very stylish, but it looks good. So say this is my distance between my front two. Say this is the distance between my front two, my first loop and my back loop. Here's one side and here's where the other loop is. And I don't like this distance in between, so I can go belt loop here, belt loop, crochet a couple of stitches and do another belt loop, and then I can finish it out and end with another belt loop here, and then I have a double belt loop showing me where I want my skirt to be at the front, as well as a very stylish little pattern. So there's no fail here. It's all awesome. Okay, so now I'm ready to do the final waistband loop, the final belt loop. So I've got a chain of 5, because that's the number that I've decided is right for me. And then I'm going to go back to the other side and slip stitch it. Now you may be able to notice that instead of just going on this one, I actually skip in and grab that whole big thing, because I don't want this to be loose. I want it to be nice and strong and tight. So now I've created my last belt loop, and I'm just going to go back through and crochet a single crochet in each one of those loops. That will complete my final belt loop. Okay, and then I'm going to do another slip stitch at the top, and then this row only has the chain and the stitches from the last time. So I'm just gonna have to go through and just continue to single crochet in each one of those, and you can see that that makes it more even, the top of the waistband to the bottom of the waistband. Now I'm coming up to my original loop, my original belt loop. I'm gonna go crochet in there, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch right underneath that first stitch of the belt loop. That completes it. Now I will begin my skirt. So this will be the top of the waistband up here, and my skirt will proceed from down here. So I'll chain. Now a lot of times this is the part that decides whether or not you are going to have a full skirt or a fitted skirt. I like full skirts because, well, one, I'm not precise enough to do fitted, but also they flow and they drape and they can tuck in some of those extra bulges you don't want to have. And so what I'll do is I will increase. Don't do it too much at the first, because you can always increase more. But if you increase a lot at the first, then it will really give you a lot of work. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed, especially if you're just starting out, because then you'll get discouraged, and we don't like discouragement. Well, I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoy these videos. Keep crocheting.